Alright guys, well this is one of my most requested videos for pipe related stuff, and that is how to age tobacco. I saved this video for this moment when I wanted to basically consolidate all this tobacco. I have a bunch of the Sutliff private stock. Obviously can't smoke through all that, plus I have lots of other tobacco that I prefer over most of these blends, although a couple of these are pretty good. But I want to age these further in these jars. Okay, these have been aged in these containers. The problem is that when these first come, they come up sealed pretty good. All right, and they have, you know, they're your like tuna lid type thing. It's got the finger pull, and you pop the metal off. And once you do that, then you're more exposed to air. Even though you have a top here, it's not airtight. These can dry out over time. Okay, these have been aging, I want to say like 8 or 9 months, and it's still relatively moist. What I mean by that is that it's not completely dried out. It's not wet or anything. But I want to definitely get this into an airtight container, okay? The best, simplest, cheapest, most available option is some mason jars. Okay, these are Ball brand mason jars. They're very, very affordable. They're very available pretty much everywhere. This was 11 bucks for this 12 pack. Obviously they come in all different sizes, which is nice. You can get the huge ones, you can get real small ones. If you wanted, like for this particular size, you know, container of tobacco, you might want to do individual ones and keep all the flavors separate. I don't really care. I'm actually making a bunch of blends. So for my purposes, I'm going to basically separate these tobaccos by style. Okay, I'll put all the Latakias and Orientals in one pile, you know, the straight up Virginia and Burley blends in another pile, aromatics in another one, and so forth, and basically mix them together. And you don't have to do this, obviously. If you have one specific type of tobacco that you want to keep separate from everything else, that's totally cool. Like I said, I'd recommend the smaller jars. Most times people don't buy, you know, well, I shouldn't really say that. I guess, you know, everyone's different. For myself, I love trying new things. So when I get tobacco, I usually don't get multiple of the exact same flavor or style. I'll try other things. But if you do happen to buy in bulk, obviously the bigger the jar, the better. So you can keep those separate. But today I'm going to be doing a mix and making my own blends. All right, real quick, I just want to show you this. I don't know where I got this container. I think this is supposed to hold different lures. I really don't know the origins of it, but I happen to have it in my drawer, and I saved it because I knew one day I would use it for something. And I made a little sampler pack for my dad. My dad's just getting into pipe smoking himself. Got him a corn cob, and I just gave him a nice little mixture here of some different styles, some aromatics and some Cavendish, another aromatic, and I got a Latakia blend in here, so this way he can try some different tobaccos. He also has a few that I brought up, but he's dabbling into this hobby as well. He enjoys it. He is a cigarette smoker of who knows how many years, and it's a nice way for him to break away from, you know, processed crap tobacco and into something that's relaxing and enjoyable and much more flavorful. All right, so yeah, you don't have to do this step. Obviously, I'm doing it because I'm creating my own blends. I'm kind of just consolidating is what I'm doing, because I don't want to have 30-something jars for all these different individual flavors. I just want to kind of keep the styles together and make new blends. They may be good, they may be not. I have no idea. I'm going to jar them up and try them at a later date. But the first thing I'm doing here is I got a bowl. Okay, just make sure it's clean, doesn't matter what kind. I'm sticking with Latakia blends for here. These are strong Latakia forward blends. What I have here is some Bosphorus Cruise. Okay, I have some Man's Best Friend, got some Fieldmaster. I happen to have 2 tins of number 5 because this stuff is good stuff. One of my more enjoyable blends from Sutliff. And I got some Westminster and some CD blend, I believe. Yeah, CD blend. All right, so this is pretty straightforward. These are different mixes already, different blends, different cuts. Pop the top off, dump it in. All right, no real rocket science here. Whew, that smells strong. Love that Latakia. All right. And some more. See, some of these I smoked more than others. All right. Now I just wash my hands. So there's really no wrong way to do this. I'm just mixing it together. A big bowl here of Backy. Alright, and this obviously just creates a new blend. Now some of these blends might be the same types of tobaccos anyway, because obviously it's from the same company, the same supplier. So I'm sure there's a little bit of, I know some of these have Virginias in here. It's mostly a lot of Kias and Orientals. One of them I believe has a little Perique, and one of them also has a little bit of Burley. And I think that's it. I'm not sure if any of these have any Cavendish, which would add a little bit of sweetness, but so that's it. It's very straightforward. All right, the consistency is still really good. It's actually pretty surprising because, like I said, these things have been aging for a while now already, and with this lid, it was enough to keep it, you know, from drying out completely. But it's not gonna last the long haul. You definitely need something that's airtight, like these mason jars. So, grab yourself a mason jar, pop top off, fill it up. Like I said, there's no magic here. This will be a little bit messy. I'm sure there's an easier way if I use a scoop or something, but just doing this for demonstration purposes. You tend to do things a little bit different when you have to work around a tripod or a camera, right? Or when you don't want a video to be, you know, 2 hours long. But all I'm doing is stuffing them up. Now, I want to keep these as full as possible. I don't want too much air in there. If you already have a jar and you're picking from it and it starts, you know, getting low, it's not a big deal. I haven't had any problems personally from it, but I would recommend packing these relatively tight. You don't want to jam it in there, but you don't want it too loose either. And this will fill, looks like 2 mason jars to the top. Like I said, it's pretty straightforward here. All right, pop the cap back on, and the most important part is labeling. Now, my wife has a little label maker, and I'm going to get the proper labels on here, write what the blends are, write the date. Very important to date it, okay? That is number one. You want to make sure you know when you put it in that jar. And basically just store it in a cool, dry place, and you are good to go. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, this is not rocket science. It's not terribly difficult. You know, I've had very good success in aging tobacco in mason jars. Very simple. I know a lot of people who do it. If you do have tobacco that's a little bit too dried out, perhaps I'll do other videos. I'm sure there's already videos on YouTube on how to hydrate tobacco or how to dry it out if it's too moist. If you're kind of new to this, you want your tobacco somewhere in between. And by the way, it is preference. Some people like to smoke pipe tobacco that's a little drier than others. The problem is if it's too dry, it burns too hot, and the smoke is too hot. It gives you, you know, hot spots in your mouth. It can burn your tongue or your gums. It's not a good thing. Plus, it just burns fast. But you don't want to burn hot. You want to burn as cool as possible. The other problem is that if your tobacco is too moist or too wet, you get gurgling. You can get, you know, tar that sucks up into your stem and into your mouthpiece. And if that gets in your mouth, that is a bad time. So, you know, you have to find a good balance there. Not too wet, not too dry, somewhere in between. And this is perfect for me, okay? So anyway, that's all. That's my little tidbit on aging tobacco. Like I said, I'll repeat this process with the different blends and come up with some new blends of my own. And we'll try them out in the future. So that's all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you have anything to add from your own experiences or suggestions, please feel free to post it down in the comment section. I know everyone's going to read them, and hopefully you guys can get some good tips. So thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Take care.